Let's suppose we have a line here. And we need to construct another line which is perpendicular to that given line there. Perpendicular means they meet at 90 degrees. So we need our lines to be perpendicular. Let's pick a point, for instance, that point there. The line that we want to draw must pass through that point and should be perpendicular to the line that we've drawn. So just draw a line and just mark a point. Now let's construct a line through that point. Let's call it point A if you want. And we need our line to be perpendicular to the whole line. Okay. We take our compass pointer. That there is the compass pointer. You can pick any radius. You can open your compasses to any size. It's just any radius really. Like I'm happy with this radius. I'm then going to draw on either side of point A an arc. So that's one arc there from that side, and I'll draw another arc this other side. So these two are called arcs, spelled ARCS. The two arcs have the same radius, which means if I measure from point A to here, I get the same length as from point A to there. So this is the first thing we do. Then the second thing we do is you can change now the radius of your arc. You can increase it a little bit. And then I come to this point here. Remember, I can change this radius. Do you see where my compass pointer is? So I'm going to draw an arc somewhere up there.
Make it bigger.
Right, so if I want, I can draw another arc down here. So those two arcs, I don't want to join them so that I end up getting a circle. But here is one arc down here, and there is another arc up there. And I'm using that point there as my center. Without changing the radius, I come to this other point here where that arc meets the line. Make sure that I'm there. Do not change the radius. So draw a second arc which should intersect your first one or with your first one. You can draw another one down here. And now you will notice that these two arcs meet here, and those two arcs up there meet there. Now take your ruler and join those 2 points. You will notice that the line you draw will pass through your point A. So this is our line that we can draw. If you take a protractor and measure, you will discover that this here will be 90 degrees. That angle there will be 90 degrees. You can check that in your work. So we have 2 lines now that are perpendicular to each other. Remember, 90 degrees is drawn like this. If you want, you can just do this. That is 90 degrees. The second thing I want us to construct is an angle of 60 degrees. I want us to suppose that we've got a line here. That's a line. And I want us to mark a point somewhere. Just mark a point somewhere. You can call it point A. I would like us to draw an angle of 60 degrees at that point A without using a protractor. You ready? So once again, you take your pair of compasses, put the center of your compass at point A. You can pick any radius. You can open any radius, really not very small, not very big, like this one is fine for me. So that's my radius there. And I'm going to draw an arc. And I'll make sure that my arc cuts my line. So it cuts my line, but I want to continue up to somewhere there. Right, I hope that is clear there. So let me just do it again. So that's my arc. It cuts the line somewhere there. Now, I need to maintain the same radius. So if I keep that same radius, and I go to this new point that I got here, I'll draw another arc. Draw another arc, and make sure that my arc meets my first arc. So these two arcs must meet. They do meet somewhere there. So this is where they meet. You then take that point and join it to point A, obviously using a ruler, like that. If you take your protractor now and measure, you will discover that that angle there is 60 degrees. Do you get 60 degrees? Good. So you can draw 60 degrees without a protractor. So tell me, how would you draw 120 degrees? Yes.
So you do the same thing on the other side.
Yeah, you just draw 260s, right?
Yes.
You draw 260s, or alternatively, you just draw a 60 like this. Like that's a 60, so what is this one? So that's 120. Do you see that I've created 120 here as well? Because if that is 60, then that is 120. Now, how do you think you can draw 30 degrees? Yes. Okay, I hope this is what you mean. What you do to get 30 degrees is to bisect 60 degrees. You need to half the 60 degrees. And this is what you can do. You draw your 60 degrees first. Then you keep those arcs there. Then if you come here, for instance, you can choose any radius now. You don't have to half it. You draw that arc there. And then you maintain that radius, come here, and do that there. Those two arcs meet here. If you join that to point A, then this would be 30 degrees.